Okay, so this is a past life for Skye, and then we're gonna do another reading for a different question about a new relationship, and we'll see what comes up. Now, for this past life, I'm gonna use 3 different decks. I'm using the Past Life Oracle, I'm using the Modern Spellcaster's Tarot, and most people don't use this deck because it's used to communicate with, spirits or ghost hunting, but the Canary as well. Canary cards. This one jumped out, so we're going to keep that one. We'll put that one to the side. Really cool. I'll bring the cards up to the camera too so you can see them. Okay. So right now, a past life that is influencing you presently is a life in Asia. It's one if you're like close to the artwork or if it really means more to you, or I know you like anime, things like that. It means a lot to you because it reminds you of the people that you once loved. But it also makes you more outgoing in this lifetime and more creative because you were so restricted in a past life. You also in a past life bonded with this culture very, very much. There was a very strong bond, and it could have been relationships. It was kind of like anyone that you touched in that lifetime, you made a lifelong friend or lover or whatever. Every person that you met, there was purpose, there was meaning. Everything meant something big to you and made an impact on your life, like profoundly. Your next life, I don't know if you're drawn to journaling or writing. I'll show you these. This is from Asia. So you got the Asia card, obviously. And then you got the Two of Cups, which is all about bonding and creating a deeper bond and a closer relationship with those around you. Okay, so for your next life, you got scribe or writer. So if you are drawn to writing things, reading things, learning about all types of whatever it is you're interested in this lifetime, it's recommending that you just start. Because if you do have like a push to want to write a book or a novel or short stories or even art in any way, photography, to do it. Because it's going to help you in your next life as well. In the next life, you're probably just going to start off right away knowing what you want to do. And you also got the Queen of Pentacles. So you're definitely going to be a writer. You're definitely going to be staying at home. You're going to be a homebody. You're going to be wanting to be at home, just do what you love to do, you know, care for your family if you choose to have one, or your pets, and that's kind of like what you want. You want to stay out of the drama. You're very grounded. That's kind of what's coming next. That's pretty cool. Some emotional scars that have come with you from the past is health. So what this card means usually is that you were used to a community helping each other. You, like this new life where you have to deal with money and handling money and being an adult, and, you know, everyone's so separate and you have to worry about yourself. It's not something you're used to, because you used to be in a community where your clothes, your food, everything was provided as long as, you know, you did your part, which you did. It was, you were a helper, you know, in the medicine field. You could have been a spiritual helper as well, or just an emotional type of therapist, someone that people came to. That was your contribution. So this might have to do with like how you handle money in this life. It's just kind of like, oh, well, it's there. It's something I have to use. It's something I need to get what I want. But I mean, it doesn't, that's all the value that it holds. It doesn't hold much. Some things that you have brought with you is that you constantly feel like you have to continue working, but in a good way. Like you've been planting the fruits of your labor. When are you finally going to see something come to fruition? When are you finally going to get that, like, okay, you know, I accomplished something, I did something. That's something that you've brought with you from your past life. And it could have been for a lot of reasons. It could have been because in a past life, people had high expectations of you and you met them. You know, you did very, very well and you were highly recognized. And in this life, you're not as recognized as you should be or as you previously were. So it's almost like you do keep pushing yourself, you do keep trying, but it's not the same because you're not getting exactly what you want out of it yet. I mean, you're going to have your times, but it's so different when you used to live in like a community of people that all helped each other and everything you did was like, thank you so much, you know, you made such a big difference. And, you know, now people take everything for granted. That's probably something that does get on your nerves. Okay, so the next one is your cultural and spiritual influences from a past life. So let's read a little bit about this card, because what I'm getting is that you do understand energy, you do understand how the universe works. It's just a matter of like, you're probably asking yourself, you know, how connected are you to trust and faith? Let's see what it says. So the way that cultural influences from the past influence you in this lifetime is pretty much like what you asked for before. You trust that you're going to get. You trust that it's just going to work out. You trust that things are going to be okay, and that, you know, you worry, but at the end of the day, you kind of feel like there's no need to worry. Everything's going to happen as it should, and it is what it is, and, you know, it's going to be okay. Like, more like that's something that you've brought with you. And that comes from more of your childhood and family life. That comes from the way that you were raised, and that you've seen a lot of things, and you've seen struggle, and you've seen good, and you've seen bad, and you've kind of like developed your own way of reacting to how things are, and whether you approve or not, you know how to handle and be diverse and adjust. And that's something that you constantly have to do in this lifetime, because it's something that you never had to do, especially if you were in Asia. You know, adjusting was not really a thing. It was very structured. And in this lifetime, it might feel very unstructured to you, or not really set on, you know, a direct path, and you're not doing everything exactly how you want to do it, or nothing's panning out exactly how you want it to. And in reality, everything is happening as it should, and it's all good, but your past makes you feel like there's a certain way to do things, and there's a certain criteria I should be meeting, and I'm not. But as long as you're not too harsh on yourself, this will never be an issue. It's just kind of something that you feel you always have to deal with, adjusting or change or something different, or, you know, like, obviously this isn't going to go the way I want it to, so I'm just going to pretend like it's going to fail now. Like, that kind of mentality I'm getting. Okay, so that was 4. The 5th one is, how did you die? Okay. So phobias was something that aided you. Something you were afraid of. Something that really didn't... kept you up at night, kept you worried, and you got the Queen of Swords also, which means that you were kind of cold, straight to the point type of person. You weren't really too wishy-washy. If you have phobias in this lifetime, they probably are coming from that. You might have trust issues, and I honestly think you should get like a past life regression, because this might be affecting the way you view relationships nowadays. So even though you did have those phobias and you did feel you were like energetically blocked a little bit, you still tried to cut through the bullshit. You just wanted to know, even though you were afraid. You wanted to know something that you were afraid of, and I think alright. So you had a very, very tragic death in the past life. You had a lot of fears, you had a lot of worries that kept you up at night for phobias. They definitely, it was worrying, it was kind of like giving your power to something else. But you also knew that you yourself needed to know the truth. You wanted to cut through bullshit. There was something that you had to find out, and you wanted justice. So the way you died, there was definitely something that you found out that you needed revenge on. You wanted to get back at whoever did this to you. But there was an accident because even though you were getting revenge, you also committed suicide. There was something with a fire, and it could either be that you found something out and you set the house on fire, and then in the midst of it all decided to just go down with what you did. Go down with your flames, and it was very dramatic. It was very in their face. It was something like you wanted to get back at them and show them, this is how bad you hurt me. So that probably has to do with like the trust issues in this lifetime that you do have. That's a pretty gnarly death. All right. So your life purpose in this life, you got trees, which is really awesome. I don't know if you could see it from there. Okay. And then you also got the King of Pentacles. So you're truly a hippie child. And I'm just going to read something straight from here because I think you would like it. So this card basically asks you to spend more time concentrating with the trees for healing, knowledge, and inner peace. You have been a tree person in this lifetime, and it may be spiritual and including the ability to receive messages. So you are definitely someone who's in touch with nature, and the way that this is coming across is that your heart chakra soars when you're in nature, which it does for all of us, but you truly do connect. You truly do love the environment. You love being around nature. And it's what revives you a little bit. It regenerates you, recharges you if you've been a little bit drained in that sort of way. So your life purpose is to focus on that, connecting with nature, but also you have the mentality of like, you know, yes, I'm a homebody, yes, I'm a normal person that just wants to be at home, but I do want to do well, and I want to make money, and I want to be able to give everything I could give to my loved ones. And that's something that you really strive for. That's kind of why this comes up from what's been affecting you from a past life, is that you're constantly giving and giving and giving and trying to reap the fruits of your labor, and you haven't felt that, like, did it come yet moment. So that definitely has something to do with it. I also pulled 2 other cards, and this goes along with how you died. So you totally were fucked over in a past life. And because honor was so prevalent to you, this was it. Like, it was definitely your spouse. I mean, I'm kind of getting cheated. There was cheating, but there was, like, major cheating. There was, like, dishonor. There was, everyone knew. There was him throwing this in your face. There was humiliation. And there was harsh criticisms. We also got the Judgment card. You definitely rose from that and came back full force. You could only be tortured and kicked while you're down for so long. And that's why in this lifetime, your main focus is, although you love having fun and you love your love life, I'm sorry, my phone just went off. You definitely connect more with nature and are more focused on career, material things, and gaining that kind of stuff. Hang on one moment.